Hi, it's Miss Meditate. New week. We have a lot going on this week. We are officially in a new zodiac season today. We have moved into Virgo season. We have went from fire of Leo of the heart, and now we are in Earth and Virgo, and then nature, Mother Gaia, all of the practical energy. So when we have looked at what's within our heart, what we've been eclipsing out, what is no longer in alignment with our heart, and now we begin to ground that into reality. We know what we're releasing and letting go of, and how we then begin to ground into reality what we do want, what we are walking towards, what we are aiming for. And that's Virgo energy that likes a plan and begins to get the practical aspects and grounded into reality from everything that we've learned from Leo season. And I hope you had a beautiful weekend filled with love and romance and playfulness, and I hope you remember to play and how your heart felt lighter with that playfulness and how good that is for our hearts. And there's a lot of energy still about our heart this week as we move towards the lunar eclipse on Friday. The lunar eclipse will be a blood moon, so it can turn orangey red. If we think about blood, we've been working all with the heart and Leo with the heart, and now blood is pumped through our bodies from our heart. So really what we are eclipsing out from what's blocking our hearts, what we've learned is blocking our hearts for this lunar eclipse on Friday, to now let that heart, blood, love, romance, light, joy, playfulness be expressed fully out through all of our body, through all of our cells, through all of our soul, because we've released the blocks from what's blocking our hearts from being in the highest vibration of love and joy. And isn't that beautiful? So Friday for our lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse is when I'll take my time to explain this because I need to think about what I'm saying to make sure I'm saying it correctly. But I believe this to be true. I am no scientist, but I feel that this is the correct terminology. That the earth this time blocks the sun, which then the light of the sun blocks the moon. Let me say that again to make sure I'm correct. The earth's shadow blocks the sun, which blocks the light reaching and reflecting the moon. So the moon lunar eclipses. And I hope that is correct. However, please do not take that as scientific evidence. But that's my way of explaining it. And when I look at that personally on a deeper level, what I see and feel of that is what we are doing on earth that blocks our light from shining in its beautiful, strongest self. Like we spoke about all in Leo season, Leo is the light. So what we are doing on earth that's blocking us from being that beautiful, shiniest, brightest light that we can be, which then blocks our wisdom, because our wisdom is the moon, our inner wisdom, our inner intuition, which blocks us from being able to hear that, which blocks us from being able to connect with that, because what we are, maybe our daily actions on earth is blocking us from really enabling us to follow what really does light us up and shine us out. And then we are then not connected to that deeper wisdom within, that deeper subconscious, that deeper feminine. Another aspect we could look at it as, if you look at the sun as a divine masculine and the moon as a divine feminine, what again are we doing on earth? Remember back to that reading with the masculine was chasing coins and chasing gold, but what are we doing on earth that's blocking the divine masculine, the sun, from connecting deeper with the divine feminine, the moon? So what is the divine masculine being blocked from on earth in daily routines and daily life and daily experience that's blocking that sun and moon, the masculine and feminine, from meeting in divine connection? And that's quite beautiful, isn't it? So a lot to consider, and we'll build that up as we go along through the week. As I say, you just take what you need and what feels correct for you. But we'll begin with the Virgo season and then working our way towards that lunar eclipse on Friday. And so a crystal to work with this week, a crystal would be turquoise. Look how beautiful that colour is. Almost aqua or aquamarine if you have that too. Because again, it's water, it's Pisces crystals. and it helps with communication, conscious, our inner world, our inner feminine, what's blocking that from being expressed, what's blocking that from being expressed within. We're meeting ourselves, truly hearing our internal feminine wisdom. So this beautiful turquoise helps with that and helps everything being rise to the surface, just like the waves, to then be released and let go. Just as the waves do every night, so too can we, by releasing the day, by releasing and letting go, to welcome in that new day, that new sun, that new light, and that new feminine moon energy of that wisdom truly is within, when we get still enough and quiet enough to listen and to hear. So grounded all of this into reality this week. A big week, a good week, a fabulous week, an exciting week, because we've did a lot of work. We've been working on our beautiful hearts. We've been working on what we're eclipsing out. And maybe if you didn't do my meditation from last week, that's on my YouTube channel at Miss Meditate. And within that, we're eclipsing out old thoughts, old stories that are blocking us and holding us back, stories from the past, old beliefs that are no longer in our present anymore, that are blocking us again from being that divine light, from being that love from our hearts. Remember the blood moon, blood pumping through our hearts, filled with love, so we can express more love, so we can let any blockages to love be removed and unblocked, so we can be that fullest divine expression of love, of the divine masculine and the divine feminine within ourselves, because we all have both parts within ourselves, and then that's reflected out in the world, and we're out in the world too, which is beautiful. Okay, let's do a reading to bring all of that together. Let's start with a moon card, since we are very much looking at the moon energies this week too. So what do we need to know right here, right now, to help us begin to open this week of the lunar eclipse and the lead up to it, to help us with what's been eclipsed out, so that we can be in that deepest divine feminine wisdom and really meet who we truly are at our core. Be real. Full moon in Aquarius, be real. So before the moon moves signs every 2.5 days roughly, and before it moves into Pisces on Friday, it will be in Aquarius, because if you look at the zodiac signs, Aquarius and then Pisces, the last two signs of the zodiac. So this week, being real, what does that mean to you? What does being real mean? Because we've got this big full moon in Pisces on Friday. We are also, the moon will be almost full when it's in Aquarius. So Aquarius, as we know, I've spoke about, is humanity, is a collective, it's all of us as one, is remembering it's not just us, it's everybody, and how we can all be real together, because when one of us says our truth, our authentic truth, that then allows space for the other to say, well, I feel the exact same way, or oh, I've been holding this in and I thought it was just me that felt that way, or it was only me that was going through that, because you've opened the space, you've made that communication with our Pisces crystal, and then left the space open for them to say, well, actually, this is how I feel too. Be real. Let's hold the words in our heart. If you're being truly real, if you're being truly real to your heart, if you're being truly real to your soul and your soul call, what would you do? How can you be a wee bit more real this week? How can you be a wee bit more of the real you? And who is the real you? Not the you that was 5 years ago or 10 years ago or the beginning of this year, let's be honest. Who are you now? Who is the real you? And can you enjoy the meeting of that? Can you enjoy the unfolding, the unraveling, the shaking off these stories of versions that you're maybe handed, or versions that you just got stuck in, or all of the above? But it's time now to be real, and that means being truly you. And when you do that for you do that for everyone around you, and you do that for the collective, and that's Aquarius energy. So be real. Beautiful words, and I love it. Okay, so how do we ground in? I'll use the Ancient Stones cards. How do we ground that into reality, being real? How can we make an earthy, grounded action now we're in Virgo season to be a bit more real? And the Aquarius moon, as it's almost full before the end of the full moon on Friday. And Pisces, the Holy Mountain, soul calling, sacred journey, pilgrimage. Beautiful. I don't know if this was the card that we had recently, but I know we had the mountain card. But I feel like this might be a different mountain card. Maybe it is. But soul calling, sacred journey, pilgrimage. Well, to be real, we need to do that pilgrimage within ourselves. To be real, we really need to meet ourselves, which means making that quietness, making that stillness, making that pilgrimage within, making that space to honour that time, to meet ourselves, to really listen, to really learn, be willing to learn, be willing to drop the ego of the I know and I believe and I am just like this, or this is the way I am. I am now. Who are you now? In your realist self. When you meet yourself and you say, this is me, I am. How do you finish that sentence? I am. So, soul calling, sacred journey, pilgrimage, the holy mountain. Before we get to that mountain goat, fire goat in February, we need to go to that inner temple within to really meet the sacred pilgrimage of who we are, the realist version of ourselves, and that's the meeting of the top of that mountain, because no other accomplishment can be more important than that. No other accomplishment can be more important than that, than meeting who we are, standing at that top of the mountain saying, this is me, universe. Not what's in my bank account, not what's my accomplishments, not my accolades. This is me exactly as I am. And what could be more of a purpose than to devote our time and energy and space to meeting who we are and to fully being real and expressing that out in the world of who we truly are. And that's love. Beautiful week, lots going on, and really powerful week. So let's walk this week together, ground it into reality, grounding in our newness by releasing and letting go of the oldness so that our beautiful hearts can pump the blood filled with love all through us. And that's the power of love. And that is how love always wins. Love, love, love.